Last night, 4 o'clock in the morning, I walked into a hotel with the Horsemen. 20 girls jumped up and said, "Ooh, the boys are back in town." An hour later, one little girl jumped up and said, "Ooh, slow down. You're moving too fast, nature boy."
Welcome to the MarcWes Sports Podcast.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. I mean, come on, man. Like, historic stuff. I don't have a lot of, I'm a writer, but like, there's not a lot of words. There's so many words that I could describe that performance last night. But we're gonna jump right into it, man. This is the MarcWes Sports Podcast. I'm Marcus Benjamin, chilling with my guy Wes Pierre. We give you that real sports talk from the crib. And last night was a historic day for the crib because the Heat, and more importantly, Jimmy motherfucking Buckets, man. Pardon my French, but I gotta cuss on this, and I'm gonna say it again. Jimmy motherfucking Buckets, baby, came through with 56 points on that ass.
So Jimmy Butler in Miami getting set for game number 4. And that man has set an aggressive tone right from the start in all 3 games.
There are a few players that are playing at the level that Butler has played in these playoffs.
Butler slams it over Giannis. Jimmy Butler taking it right at the big man. Jimmy from 3, got it.
At the line, he cannot miss.
20 consecutive points for Butler.
Jimmy Butler is absolutely having his way with the Bucks in this first quarter.
Playoff Jimmy Butler. He's trying to will his team to victory.
When you got a player like Jimmy Butler who can give you buckets and scoring bunches, that's a scary recipe.
Another 3. Got it again! Jimmy Butler is amazing!
This may be the greatest playoff performance by any Heat player that's been in this uniform.
56 points. I mean, his performance was just unbelievable. It was astonishing. It was amazing. It was. There's so many things to really describe playoff Jimmy, because playoff Jimmy is real. I don't care what he talking about.
Two quick questions, Jimmy. You've denied it before, but is playoff Jimmy a thing? Are you ready to?
It's not a thing. It's not. I just be hooping.
Talking about, it's not a thing, and he's just hooping. Damn, what you talking about? Because playoff Jimmy is a real thing. I believe it's 7th game that he scored over 30 points in the playoffs, or 40 points. I think it's over 40 points in the playoffs, something like that. It's something crazy. So obviously playoff Jimmy is a real thing. And just the way that he just kind of dominated this whole game. Let's be honest, a bunch of no name players, you know what I'm saying? Besides Bam, who's an all-star, but a couple of these players weren't even drafted at all. You know what I'm saying? And Jimmy Butler put this team on his back and carried them to a 3-1 lead over the number 1 seed. I need me to rhyme. That's how great things are going right now. Against the Milwaukee Bucks. Giannis Antetokounmpo did not come through in the clutch. He was still hurt, still nursing his injury, but he came through with a triple-double last night, but it wasn't enough to beat the Miami Heat and Jimmy motherfucking Buckets.
Yes, my boy. Man, look, I was going crazy last night, man. I was going crazy in the first quarter, you feel me? Because I'm like, damn, Jimmy Buckets, 21 points.
Butler ran to 17 in the first quarter in game 3, and it was huge. A screen by Love, a drive by Jimmy Butler. He'll cleave it in. 50% three-point shooting against Miami. Here's a long shot and a 3 by Butler. He in their win. Highsmith on the perimeter. Love lasers one in. Butler is there, but so is Giannis. He'll curl around and put it in. In stride is Butler. Puts on the brakes in a 14-footer. Jimmy Butler is automatic. 11 points. He's hit 4 consecutive shots. Boy, his first quarters have been dynamic. At the line, he cannot miss. 6 of 6. Shooting the basketball from deep. Lowry 15 points last game after a combined 7 the first 2. A second block right there for Lopez. Picked up Butler. 3. Good! Jimmy Butler's a machine. Hands off to Robinson, who's the #1 3-point shooter so far in these playoffs. Butler around Ingles. Up and down! Up and down! How did he pull that out of his bag of tricks? Butler will maneuver. That by out of the Kumbos defense. Shot clock at 9. Butler. He is having a first quarter for the ages.
I'm over here like, damn, man, somebody else step up. Bam, looking crazy. He looked like he's in his head. He can't make a shot. You know, he can't, turning over the ball. Typical shit that he wouldn't normally do was happening. Not just that, the fix was in. The fix was in. I know you was complaining about the refs like me. Yeah. Just the crazy thing is you complain about the refs, then the commentators complain about the refs. You see Spoelstra complaining. They go ahead and replay it, and everything that we were saying, it's not a foul, and it's still a foul. They still up. I'm like, oh, this was the one that got me when the ref said, my bad, to Spo. And then he changed it and put the foul on Giannis. Because I'm like, dog, like, y'all just want the Heat to lose today, but you couldn't when you have Jimmy Buckets. Motherfucking that is. You feel me?
Yeah.
Look, he was just like dropping them, man. Like, I'm like, damn, boy. And the crazy thing, I kind of, I see the hat. My dog said he's gonna do that.
I had to pull out the championship hat today, man. Because
make me feel bad right now. Well, at least I got the Jimmy Butler jersey on, so it's all good. Gotta represent my dog. But yo, man, it just kind of shows you right now, like the Miami Heat, we could go ahead and we could do a lot of things in the offseason, just keep Jimmy Butler. We could get rid of Bam. We could get rid of Kyle Lowry. We could get rid of Duncan Robinson, even though he showed up with 9 points the other day. But, I mean, the crazy thing is we're scoring the most in NFL playoffs this year compared to being the worst offensive team in the NBA all year. They even had Westradamus questioning, you feel me, the team where Marcus had to be like, hold up.
Hold on, man.
Because even my homeboy that came through yesterday and, like, asked me the same thing. And I'm like, man, I don't know. I'm wavering. I was wavering. It don't matter. I still got the jersey on, but I was wavering because of everything that I was seeing. Of course, I know they hate us because of beaches of the women and the weather, but, dog, it seemed like they do not want the Miami Heat to win, and they're going to try to find a way to have them lose. But my dog, Jimmy Buck, is just dominating. The crazy thing is the other game, he scored 30 points in 2.5 quarters. He didn't even play because, he was kind of injured a little bit, but we held it down. But again, that's what I'm saying, man. Like, it goes back to me remembering what Jimmy Bucket said. We're going to win the championship this year. Because for him to be one shot away from the finals, for us to be in the finals in the bubble, it seemed like, again, they do not talk about us. What they want to talk about? They want to talk about LeBron. And, of course, LeBron, I feel you, 21 points, 20 rebounds. Y'all haven't seen that in a while, but I see stuff like that happen all the time. Jimmy Bucket's 56 points, and y'all give him about 1 minute on ESPN? What's going on over here? But LeBron James got a whole segment, and he even do much. Right. My whole thing is, I'm kind of cynical. Of course, you know that with myself. The Lakers playing game, dominating the number 2 seed out in the West. The Heat playing game, dominating the number 1 seed out East. I don't want to say that they did this on purpose the whole season to have everybody bet on another team because, I mean, betting is legal now. Now, if everybody think that the typical team's going to win, the bookie's going to lose. So we gotta paint this picture a certain way because Duncan Robinson haven't even much played any 10 minutes, 15 minutes most this whole season practically. Let's just say he played a whole game the whole season combined. You feel me? One whole game, and he's dropping dimes like that. He's looking like he can't miss. He's looking like the Duncan Robinson that we paid all that money to. You feel me? I'm over here like, yo, Marcus, you was right. Pay these motherfuckers the money. You feel me? Because the regular season don't mean nothing. You feel me? Like, you could take a rest. I'm over here crabbing the whole time saying, like, when you pay these guys the money, then they don't play through injury. They don't do this, that, and the other. If you're going to give me this, my boy, you don't need to pay no back-to-backs. You can take a month off. You can do whatever you want, Jimmy, because stuff like this historical, when you talking about MJ, I think Jimmy Buckets is the top 4 to score, 56 points. I think it was Donovan Mitchell. Of course, you got MJ number 1 to go. It's not you, LeBron. LeBron didn't even make that list. You know what I'm saying? For people to compare LeBron to the GOAT, for people to say he's the GOAT, and he's not even top 4 when it comes to scoring in playoff history as far as for a game, and Jimmy Buckets doing that. I remember we was over here like, man, well, at least myself, like, it was Wade, and Wade, the first person since MJ to average a certain amount of points in the playoffs. I'm over here talking shit. I'm going to use that, you feel me, because we wasn't winning at the particular time. But look, I got another one. My dog Jimmy Buckets over here swooping down like Batman saving the day.
I never said thank you. And you'll never have to.
What the hell is going on over here? But dog, I just feel so good because the plain fact that we got our rematch. We got our rematch with them boys. You feel me? Because remember, we swept them, so we ain't worried about them boys. We swept them before in the bubble, and everybody was shocked and awe. Like, oh my God, how did this happen?
They did sweep us too, though.
Exactly. Now this is the get back. You feel me? Because after that, we was playing Boston. But remember, Marcus, Westradamus said, we did this on purpose. We lost against Atlanta so we could go ahead and play against Milwaukee because we match up better.
I'll give you that. Yeah, I'll definitely give you that. I think more credit needs to be given to Jimmy Butler about doing this without Tyler Hero, bro. Like the closest leading scorer was 15 points. What the fuck? Like, are you serious? 56.
Yep.
15 points, which means you knew it was coming. You just couldn't stop it. Like, I'm just saying, like, there was nothing that the Bucks could do to stop Jimmy Butler last night. This dude had fire breathing out his nose, his mouth. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he was just breathing heat. You know what I'm saying? He was embodying the Miami Heat and the whole city. And it gave inspiration to people who feel like, hey, if you feel like you down and out, or you feel like people doubting you, there's always a chance that you can turn into Jimmy Buckets and make that shit happen, Captain. It was that inspiring to me to see. But yet, and still, you always gonna hear the haters. They're gonna say, "Oh, he's not, a superstar, or he's not a guy that can win a championship because he doesn't have a championship to his name." Now, right now, he's playing with a bunch of players that I don't think can win a championship. I love the Heat, and I'm gonna back the Heat 100%. I do feel like they'll end up like I was doubting the Heat too. I was with you, Wes. I was doubting the Heat too. I was saying they're gonna lose in 7 games or something like that because of Tyler Hero. And I was expecting Jimmy Butler to play well, score 30, maybe 40, but 56? That's unreal, and it's an historic performance. But the thing is, man, it's like, what do we do with this? We just like kind of revel in this moment right now, or is it going to be something? Like, is it going to produce something? Because for this year, And I'm not, I do think the Heat will win, but they haven't won the series yet. That's fact.
Mm-hmm.
They haven't won the series yet. So it wasn't a game-winning series, or game-winning performance, or series-winning performance, I should say.
Yes.
So they still have to go back to Milwaukee. They're going to be playing with their hairs on fire because they face an elimination. And then they have to come back to Miami, and the pressure is going to be now back on us to have another performance. And I don't put anything past Jimmy. I wouldn't say he's not going to score another 56 points, but it's highly unlikely. So some other player has to step up, and has to step up big time. We saw it from Caleb Martin. He had a couple of big shots late in the game.
Mm-hmm.
Kyle Lowry was gooking. I mean, like late in the game, just
throwing the
ball away. I mean, I think this next game, if Miami has a chance to win this next game, but it's going to have to depend on players like Kyle Lowry. It's going to have to depend on players like Caleb Martin and Gabe Vincent. Like those players have to really score more than 15 points. That was your second highest scoring output. So I love this moment, and I'm relishing it, and I'm bathing in it, swimming in it right now.
Mm-hmm.
But if this team comes back, if the Bucks come back and win this series, then I'm going to feel that much worse. I just feel a little nervous about these 3 games and how they will close this out. Because Jimmy, I saw a stat that after he has a big game like this, he usually scores in the area of 22 points the next game, the following game. So that sounds realistic. That's what we're going to get in the next game, 20, 25 points from Jimmy. But we're going to need a good 75, 80 points coming from other players. So, I mean, that's kind of what makes this performance for me even more spectacular, is because he basically took on the number 1 defensive player in all of basketball in Giannis, the second best defensive player in Brook Lopez, and then
the third,
and Drew Holiday is one of the defensive guards in the league. And he just took them all on. And then I got to say one more thing before I pass it back to you, is that he did it on the other side as well on defense. He's over there. He was like, Giannis is getting hot. Let me D him up. Oh, Brook Lopez is getting hot. Let me get him. You know what I'm saying? Like, his performance last night should not be understated by any stretch of the imagination, because it was historic, best in Heat history. Let's just say that. That means better than LeBron, better than Wade, better than Mourning or anybody else. And then 4th best in the history of the NBA. Mm-hmm. So when it comes to playoff time, he's one of the best players in the league.
Absolutely right. Absolutely right. And that's why they call him Playoff Jimmy. Like you say, he's downplaying it. But shit, when you got somebody like Charles Barkley praising Jimmy Butler.
The best performance I ever seen in the playoffs was tonight. LeBron scored 29 out of 30 at Detroit. We were actually at that game.
Including 25 straight.
25 straight and 29 out of 30. That was the best game I've seen in playoff personally until tonight. That was the best performance I've seen since I've been on television. I mean, it was flat out incredible. It was an honor and privilege to watch it. But, man, that guy was not going to let them lose tonight.
You know, Charles Barkley, supposedly he got a job with CNN right now. You know he's going to be getting paid. You feel me? He's still going to be doing the NBA thing. But for him, and we know Charles Barkley is somebody that's very outspoken, one of the greatest players to play in the game. For him to say and he's been broadcasting for like a good amount of time. For him to say that this is the best performance he's seen since broadcasting, That should speak volumes. He said, before then it was LeBron when LeBron went 29 for 30 against Detroit. 29 for 30? Damn, I'm like, shit. Okay. But now I'm over here, right? Like with this here, like, come on, man. Like, people got to put respect on his name, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, at the end of the day, it shows you that the culture is real. It shows you that waking up at 4 o'clock in the morning is the real deal. Same thing like Daniel Joseph going and getting his reps in early in the morning, doing more than other people. He's in college, but we're talking about professional like Jimmy Butler. I mean, you had Kevin Love feeling some type of way about like, hold up, man, 4 o'clock in the morning. Like, I'm old. I can't be doing that shit. For him to embrace him, give him a big ass hug after the win, like they won the damn series already. It just shows you like everybody respecting him as a leader. I mean, the rest of the world, they don't need to respect us. We don't want that respect now. Again, like you said last time, don't pick us. We don't want y'all to pick us. Same like the Canes. We're going to continue on this trail right now, on this trek. Of course, we'll waver in. Why? Victor Oladipo go down. Crazy. You got Hero goes down. Crazy. Yeah, Giannis went down, but like they got a better overall team, like at least when it comes to the bench. At least that's what it showed all year. Huh?
They the number 1 seed.
Yeah, they the number 1 seed. But then again, it's just like that Heat culture, that Heat putting everything on the line, that Heat, it seems like all these other people, like, y'all could come to Miami. Again, we're already been speaking about Hero. He's going to be out of there. You know why? Because at the end of the day, like, we played you in the playoffs with Boston 1 year, you was injured. The next year, I think we played again, injured again. This year, now we're in the playoffs again, you got the money, injured. Look, I'm going to go with my dog Marcus. Availability is the best ability, and you're not available at the right time because, again, clearly I was wrong when I said the regular season, these guys is not playing back-to-backs, this, that, and the other. Look, Jimmy just showed me this is why we're doing it. If that's what it is, then it is what it is. And at this pivotal time, this crazy time when we making the playoffs, and you're not available, you get injured over a play. Like, why you even, I know we say leave everything on the damn court, but like, come on, man. Like look at that play, and everybody like myself is like, that was a dumbass play. You feel me? It made no sense how you got injured, It just was so crazy. But again, going back to the game, man, like, man, damn, boy, you got Brook Lopez, he scored like 36 points. Giannis had about like 26 points. Let me check right now. Let me see.
Yeah, I have it up already. He got 26, 10, and 13.
God damn. See, but what we did do, Middleton scored 14. When Middleton don't score good, when you don't got a 25, close to 30 points, yeah, we know that he was injured the whole year and he came back, so he played like practically like 30 games total right now. Yeah, but we know he supposedly is an all-star. I don't think he's a superstar, but he's an all-star. He's a good backup to Giannis and the surrounding cast that they have. But for us to have him under 14 points, when I see that everybody else that be playing him, he be giving them fits, that just shows you, man, it is what it is. That Heat culture, that Gabe Vincent is of the world, the Struces of the world. We got to say their name because the rest of the world ain't gonna say their name. Gabe Vincent, Struce. Martin, all them boys, you feel what I'm saying? Them boys are doing their thing, and this is the reason why you got people over here early in the morning honking their horns, going crazy, because they felt the same shit, because the whole game, we practically was really losing. Like, every time we get close, it seemed like, somebody made a shot. Porter made a 3, or Middleton made a 3, or somebody made something to be like, damn, it's never going to go to 4. It's always going to go to 6 or 8 or 10. And then they pulled away a little bit, and then we came back. Like, yo, for us to go through that roller coaster and prevail in the end because of Jimmy fucking buckets, man. Like, man, put some respect on my motherfucking dog name, man. Straight up.
Yeah. So to recap his stats, man, he went 19 of 28 which means he only missed 9 shots. So back to my point about the last podcast with DeMar DeRozan, the dude is just efficient, man. And we needed that efficiency because even with 56 points, we only won by 5 points. You know what I'm saying? We only won this game by 5 points. This game was still close in the end, where I think it was less than 2 minutes left. Milwaukee had the lead on us.
Yep.
And you know, some clutch buckets by Jimmy Buckets, of course. He has some clutch free throws, too, at the end, where we see stars all the time miss free throws at the end of games and lose games. So this could have been all for naught if he doesn't make these last few free throws at the end of the game. And
what about the threes? We know he don't shoot threes like that. Like for him to that's why I think that shot, that one shot that he missed last year to go to the finals, he's been practicing that three because they say he was 3 for 8, but we know he was 4 for 8. They took one of the threes away. Like, come on, man. Like,
they made it a 2. But he was the only player in NBA history to score 56 points, along with Michael Jordan, who had 63 and 86. Elgin Baylor, who had 61, Hall of Famer. Donovan Mitchell, 57 in the bubble. And
but that people gonna say that don't count though.
People gonna say that don't count, but that counts. 57.
It counts.
They count LeBron James's championship, right?
Exactly. Thank you, Marcus.
So and then Butler joined 56 with Jordan again. Amazing. And Wilt Chamberlain had 56 and Charles Barkley. Charles Barkley was a beast. People forget like how much of a beast he was, especially with Phoenix. So he joined elite company. So, I mean, this just takes me to this, man. Like, it's such a great performance. We know what kind of great player Jimmy Butler is. But it would be a damn shame, Wes, if he retires without a championship, bro. You know, because he's clearly, with this performance and what he's done, taking us to the finals in the bubble, even last year's performance in the playoffs was amazing. He's clearly one of the best Miami Heat players of all time now. You know, his jersey is going to be in the rafters next to, you know, Wade, Shaq, and Bosh, you know, and Mourning and UD, you know. He's going to be up there. So, I mean, I'm not going to say I don't believe in this team to win a championship, but I don't really believe in this team to win the championship. You see me with the Heat hat. You hear all this Heat fandom coming out of my mouth, but do I think they're going to win a championship? I don't think so. I don't see them beating teams like Boston or whoever comes out of the West, whoever that team is. I don't know who it's going to be. But whoever that team is, I don't see them. I could see them making it to the Eastern Conference Finals because I don't see the Knicks. Who does? You know what I'm saying? I don't see them. If we make it to the next round, I think we're beating the Knicks, and I think we are going to make it to the Eastern Conference Finals. But if we play Boston or Philly even, I don't know. Philly, we may have a chance because they got an injury right now with Harden, and I don't know. We always seem to have Philly's number.
We always mutt them boys, man.
Boston is a team right now. I just feel like that team would beat us in a 7-game series. It would be a tough series, just like last year, but I think they would beat us in a 7-game series. So I'm saying all this because I'm feeling good today. Last night is today, right? And then tomorrow I'm gonna feel a different way. Maybe I feel even better by the end of the night, but I want to make this shit last forever, like P Sweat, man. and I don't want this to be, a 1 minute man. You know what I'm saying? I don't want it to be that. I want it to extend. I want it to be the extendo. You know what I'm saying? I want it to keep going, dog. Like a marathon, you know what I'm saying? But I don't know if it's gonna happen because we ain't got no Tyler Hero. Bam is like, I don't know. He's Bam is a good player, but he's not a great player. And even if Tyler Hero was in the lineup, he's a good player, also not a great player. And then you got a bunch of others, like Shaq be saying, that, you know, play good sometimes and then disappear other times. You know, sometimes Vincent, you're like, damn, you playing really well. Or Kyle Lowry, you like, damn, you playing really well. And then the other game, they invisible. You know what I'm saying? You don't even know that they on the court. But that just is what I'm worried about for the rest of the series, the rest of the playoffs, next year, off season. They need to do something because Jimmy Butler can only give you so many 56-point games. You know what I'm saying?
How many years he got left in him, too.
Right. And he plays hard. So when he declines, it's going to be a sharp decline. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be like, you know, like it's not like he has a really good jump shot to kind of carry him through the later years of his career.
It's getting better, though. These last few years, it got better, boy. I ain't gonna lie to you.
It is getting better, but
it's the Chicago Bulls, Jimmy.
Right. It's definitely not that, but he's a player that dominates by getting to the paint, defending, and all of that takes energy. And once you get older, you get less and less energy to do that stuff. So he may turn into more of a point guard type of player where he's just kind of directing people where to go, setting picks or whatnot. But we need to capitalize on this now, bro. We need to capitalize on what we got right now, because this is what we have with LeBron. This is what we have with Wade as far as what you can get from a player. You know, this is you can't get any better than this. You know, this is like
you can if you win a championship.
I'm saying from him individually.
This
is you can't get any better from a player in this day and age in basketball. Not even Kevin Durant is really doing like everything that Jimmy's doing, because he's not defending like that. You know, he's not getting to the hole like that, because getting to the hole means you're getting all the other players in foul trouble. And Kevin Durant, great shooter. LeBron James, he'll give you something like that every now and again. Like last night, he did 20 and 20 for the first time, which I was like, wow, that's the first time he did that. This is his 20th season. First time 20 rebounds and 20 points.
He had 16 before. He had 16, 17 rebounds before.
Yeah, he must have been close. But yeah, man, it's just I don't think on this level there's really a player that can match everything that Jimmy Butler does, and we got to capitalize on this, man.
Yeah, definitely. We got a superstar that people don't appreciate. They think that he's just a star, but it's all good. You know, you want to fly under the radar and then go ahead and do their thing. You feel me? I mean, last year the Panthers was the #1 team in NHL, and we got swept. We got our ass whooped. Probably won one game, and we were out. All these teams that normally
they won the playoff series, man. Give them some credit. They won the first round. That was the second round they got swept.
Oh, I'm so used to losing to that same team that you know I can't differentiate which years we lost and this, that, and the other, but we still lost. So at the end of the day, we lost. The coaches got fired, you know, people got traded, and that's exactly what's going to happen in Miami if we don't do something. I don't think Spoelstra going to get fired, but we know that, look, Hero, you're going to be out of there. You know, you're going to be in the package for Damian Lillard. You know, Kyle Lowry, same thing. Duncan Robinson, same thing. Oladipo, we signed you to a 1-year contract this year. And, of course, we're not obligated to go ahead and re-sign you. We may re-sign you if we want to go ahead and get you for the cheap, give you like $5 million, $6 million while you on the mend, and hopefully we're defending a championship, you know, because I think that you're a real good piece when you're healthy, even though you haven't been healthy the last 4 or 5 years. But it is what it is, man. I love the plain fact that Jimmy Butler is just showing the world that Miami is the place to be. You know what I'm saying? Miami, y'all could go ahead and say we're not contenders for the championship. And, you know, I can agree a little bit because of these key players, Hero and Oladipo, being down. But other than that, if the role players could have a night, because technically, to be honest with you, I think we could beat any team in the league besides Boston. Boston's the only one that when I think about them in the East, I'm like, that's the only ones that's going to give us problems. Yeah, New York Knicks, you got Brunson and them other teams, but they're young. They're not battle-tested. They're just happy to win a series. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to other teams like Brooklyn, they're going to be out of there. You know, y'all shouldn't have even made the playoffs. I mean, Kyrie and –
they're already out.
And Durant. Exactly. Kyrie and Durant is basically what got y'all in the playoffs. You feel me? When it comes to Atlanta, y'all was thinking about trading Trae Young. You feel me? Right before we even talked about the Heat playing them in the play-in game. You know, so again, these teams over here, that's people talk, and Philly, like you said, we got their number. So yeah, these teams in the East, I can see us beating. Besides Boston, Boston seemed like the team that's really closer to Milwaukee, but they just match up better against Miami. Not in our favor, but in their favor. You know what I'm saying? You know,
and the reasons why is because they got two legit scores. You know, that's what we don't have. That's
what was supposed to be Tyler Hero.
Right.
You feel me? That was supposed to be Tyler Hero. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times I be seeing Tyler Hero like 20 points. I'm like, damn, I ain't even noticed that you had 20 points. You know what I'm saying? And this is what you're not getting right now. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy that we paying Bam, we're paying Hero, we're paying Duncan Robinson. Duncan Robinson, the one that we wanted to been gone last year, is the only one still standing tall. He's shooting more threes. He got a better 3-point percentage in the playoffs than any other person in the playoffs right now. That's crazy. You know what I'm saying? You still got Steph in the playoffs. And we know that's the 3-point king. You know what I'm saying? Chef Curry with the shot, 360 with the wrist. You feel me? For him to not let none of that negative talking, even by his home base, his home fans, us, me, you feel me? We want you gone. And he dropping dimes, man. So Duncan, man, yeah, man, it's all good, man. You're doing your thing, but alluding to what you're saying, I'm like, I don't know what we're gonna do in the offseason. Yeah, we spoke on Damian Lillard before. If that would be the puzzle, that would be a great puzzle to go ahead and add. I really think that if we had Whiteside, like I said last time, we would do a little better against Brook Lopez. They won't just be in the paint, mutton shit like that. But it is what it is, because look, you talking about Whiteside, you talking about Bam Adebayo. Bam Adebayo hasn't showed up yet. So, you know, like
Game 5 is where he needs to show up. And just to kind of talk about Game 5, you know, I said, you know, I'm a little nervous about them, you know, Game 5, Game 6. But they could win, you know what I'm saying? If two things need to happen. Bam needs to show up. Bam needs to give you one of those Bam games, you know, where he's just in the paint, he's hitting his little short jumper, he's getting all the rebounds, he's running the floor, getting down the floor on fast breaks and put back layups, that type of thing. He needs to have a Bam game where he's scoring at least 20 points. At least. That's like the minimum. And we got shooters, man. To quote your boy Whiteside, we got shooters. You know, we got shooters, bro. Like, we won Game 1 in Milwaukee already. And, you know, we got shooters that people don't know about, but Strus can hit threes and get hot. We all know about Duncan Robinson and how he can get hot. Kyle Lowry occasionally can get hot from three. You already talked about Jimmy Butler. He could possibly hit a couple of 3-point shots. If all of that happens, Caleb Martin as well, he hit some threes last night that kept us in the game. All of those players need to be hitting 3-point shots. If that happens, then they have a chance to win the game, just like they did in Game 1. And one other thing I want to say is that Giannis, man. Giannis is like
a cheat code.
Giannis isn't one of the most interesting players in the NBA for me, because a lot of people say he's the best player in the NBA.
He's not.
A lot of people say that, and he's won MVPs, he's won a championship, and people can make that argument, but he has weaknesses, you know, and this is where I need Spoelstra to expose these weaknesses. Like, you have to push him out, man. Make him shoot that jumper that he likes shooting that he doesn't hit. You know, if they can come up with a game plan to keep him outside of the paint, Bam needs to kind of keep him outside. Bam needs to probably hit some long jumpers to keep Giannis honest from being in the paint all the time.
Get him in foul trouble.
And that too. Get him in foul trouble. I think that he have a chance to win. And if we do, oh man, I'm gonna act a donkey, bro.
we already have the blueprint on them. Like you said, and like I said earlier, we played them in 2 different series before. One, we swept them. The second time they swept us. You know what I'm saying? So we know, and the one that I really feel was more of a success story was the one in the bubble, because everybody was locked in. You have nothing else to think about but basketball. You feel me? You don't got no family around. You can't go to the club. You can't do anything. COVID was running rapid. So again, at the end of the day, for us to sweep them then when they were really focused at that particular time, it shows that we could beat them. It shows we could beat them. I'm just thinking about the injuries. But again, at the end of the day, we got people that came from the G League, and I'm saying G League. You got some gangsters coming from the G League. You feel me? Highsmith. Yeah, your 3-point is on point. Yeah, your defense is on point. They're more built like Jimmy. You feel me? When it ultimately come down to it, they just don't have no name. And again, I don't have no problem being the no name Heat the same way like we have the no name Dolphins. It doesn't matter as long as it comes out to a damn win, a championship. We don't care, because when we're in South Beach, well, not South Beach, because they need to do something else with the Super Bowl, not the Super Bowl, but the championship parade. That shit need to travel from downtown all the way close to damn Dolphin Stadium and go all the way back. You feel me? Because I've been to all the championship on parades, but like this one would mean more to me, because I'm like, Jimmy deserves it. He's doing it with nobody. Yeah, I ain't trying to knock or throw dirt on all these other players, but we know that he really is doing it by himself. You feel what I'm saying? For you to got Middleton, he be balling. Giannis balling. Lopez balling. Porter balling. Holiday balling. Look, I'm naming multiple people. All I can say right now is Jimmy. You know what I'm saying? And possibly Duncan Robinson, but that was like 1.5 game. You know what I'm saying? We need this shit to happen. I know it's gonna happen because our favorite homeboy Gene, you feel me? His team is the Knicks. And what you think I want to do? I want to bet his bitch ass and take his money. Yes, Gene. So I think it's written for this to actually happen. Giannis, you already got your ring already. The league don't need you to have another ring no more. I mean, it's a small market. I think you're and that's another reason why I think y'all not gonna go to the championship this year, because when y'all won the championship, nobody watched the damn finals. It was like one of the lowest gross rating finals of history. This shit is about business and money. And I mean, Miami's a bigger market than y'all. New York is a bigger market than y'all. New York versus Miami, old rivalry when people was holding on to the coach's leg because people was fighting. That's the real rivalry. And then we could go ahead and mutt them, and then we could go ahead and play Boston again and get the rematch of last year.
I'm already fantasizing about a Heat Knicks second round. You know they're gonna be playing all those old videos of you're gonna see Charlie Ward get flipped by PJ Brown. You're gonna see the fight with you're gonna see that Allen Houston shot, which I hate that shit. But yeah, Heat Knicks, I mean, it hasn't been a rivalry because the Knicks has been trash.
Yeah, they haven't been relevant years.
They haven't been relevant at all, to be honest. I mean, the last time they was relevant was when Carmelo was there for like a little bit.
Wait. You remember when they won a playoff game, they had the confetti?
They won a playoff game? Oh, they had a game, but not a
game. A game, not a series. They won a game, and they had the confetti.
Yo, have you seen the Knicks fans on social media? They going crazy right now, man. They going crazy, and that's why it's gonna feel even better to beat them, because the Knicks, you know how New York fans are, man. They get overhyped. They get a little overzealous about, you know, just some success because they ain't used to it. We're used to it when it comes to the Heat. Like it's championship or bust for us basically every year now. You know, ever since we won 3, it's like, oh, we got to be competing for a championship. So we'll see what happens, because that Knicks Heat series will be great, man. It'll be great. Like on the other side, there's some other playoff matchups shaping up to be great. If Golden State ends up playing the Lakers, that would be a good second round matchup. Even if they play the Kings, that'll be like an old school matchup from back in the day, early 2000s. Now the other side, likely gonna be Denver and Phoenix. I don't think anybody's gonna be watching that too much. Denver's like the most understated number 1 seed I've ever seen. Like nobody's picking that team. Nobody cares about them. Nobody's like is scared of them at all. Right. To your point earlier, it's a small market, and I don't think the NBA really wants Denver in the finals. Everybody wants like the Lakers in Boston, or Golden State in the Heat or something like that. Would be definitely a more intriguing finals than having Denver in it at all, or having Memphis in it at all, or even having Milwaukee in it at all. So, hey, maybe it was written, and we'll see what happens. But shout out to my boy Jimmy motherfucking Buckets for getting it done, for putting smiles on every Heat fan's face across the world, and hopefully he can do it again.
So yeah, man, this is gonna conclude this episode of the MarcWes Sport Podcast. Until after we eliminate their ass.